Have you ever wondered why gas prices can skyrocket overnight, even though oil production hasn't stopped? Or why the cost of basic groceries keeps climbing, leaving families to adjust their budgets constantly? Could there be a deeper, deliberate manipulation behind these surges? What if powerful nations or financial players are weaponizing the global markets to control commodity and energy prices? Let's unravel this mystery and explore how such actions impact you and the world economy. In today's interconnected economy, financial markets play a crucial role in determining the prices of essential goods and services. Commodities like oil, natural gas, metals, and agricultural products are traded on global markets. These commodities are subject to the forces of supply and demand, geopolitical influences, and broader economic trends. However, over the years, a troubling pattern has emerged where these markets are not just influenced by natural factors but are also deliberately manipulated for strategic gain. This phenomenon, known as the weaponization of financial markets, involves using financial instruments, policies, and strategies to control or distort commodity and energy prices. The reasons for this weaponization vary. Some nations aim to gain geopolitical leverage, while others focus on economic dominance. Corporations may also engage in manipulations to secure higher profits. Regardless of the motivations, the consequences for average consumers are profound. When financial markets are manipulated, the first ripple is felt in commodity prices, particularly energy and food. These two sectors are fundamental to the global economy and everyday life. A spike in oil prices can lead to higher transportation costs, which, in turn, increases the prices of goods. Similarly, fluctuations in agricultural commodity prices can lead to inflated grocery bills. For consumers, this creates financial strain, forcing difficult choices between essential needs. Financial market weaponization involves deliberate actions that influence market dynamics to achieve specific outcomes. These actions are often complex and operate on a global scale, but the underlying tactics can be broken down into several key mechanisms. One common method is speculative trading. In financial markets, speculators bet on the future prices of commodities. These speculations can lead to significant price swings, especially when traders act based on fear or greed rather than actual market conditions. For instance, during geopolitical tensions, traders might speculate that oil prices will rise, causing a surge in prices even if there is no real disruption to supply. Another tactic is the imposition of sanctions. Sanctions are often used by governments as a geopolitical tool to punish rival nations. However, they also restrict global supply chains, particularly for commodities like oil, gas, and metals. For example, when sanctions were imposed on Russian oil exports, the global energy market faced a supply shock, driving up prices. While these sanctions served political purposes, they had far-reaching consequences for consumers worldwide, who had to pay more for energy. Artificial supply constraints are another powerful tool. Alliances of major producers, such as the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC, often manipulate supply levels to control prices. By reducing production, these groups can create scarcity, driving up prices and increasing their revenues. However, this strategy leaves consumers paying the price for artificially inflated costs. Currency manipulation also plays a role in financial market weaponization. Commodities like oil are often traded in US dollars. When major economies manipulate their currencies, it affects the purchasing power of other nations and the price of commodities. For instance, a devalued currency can make imports more expensive, leading to higher prices for goods and energy. The weaponization of financial markets doesn't just affect governments and corporations, its effects trickle down to individuals and households. For the average consumer, the impact is both immediate and far-reaching. One of the most noticeable effects is the rise in energy costs. When oil and gas prices are manipulated, consumers feel the pinch at the gas pump and in their energy bills. A sudden spike in oil prices can mean paying significantly more for gasoline, heating, and electricity. This creates a domino effect, as higher energy costs make everything from transportation to manufacturing more expensive. Food prices are also heavily impacted. Many agricultural products are traded as commodities, and their prices are sensitive to market manipulation. When these prices rise, so do the costs of everyday items like bread, milk, and vegetables. Higher transportation costs further exacerbate this issue, as food has to be transported to markets and stores. Beyond direct costs, the manipulation of financial markets creates broader economic instability. Businesses face higher operational costs, leading some to cut jobs or reduce wages. This in turn, consumer spending power, further straining household budgets. For families, this can mean tough choices, such as cutting back on discretionary spending or delaying major purchases. Over time, these impacts erode the quality of life for average consumers. What might start as a slight increase in gas prices can quickly snowball into a financial crisis for households already living paycheck to paycheck. Governments and corporations are often at the center of financial market manipulations, either as perpetrators or as entities trying to mitigate the effects. Governments use financial tools like sanctions, tariffs, and subsidies to achieve strategic goals. While these measures may serve national interests, they often distort global markets, leading to unintended consequences for consumers. Corporations, especially those in the energy and commodities sectors, also play a significant role. Large companies often have the resources and influence to sway markets in their favor. For example, oil companies can benefit from price spikes caused by market speculation, even as consumers struggle to afford fuel. During crises like the COVID-19 pandemic, some corporations reported record profits, highlighting the disconnect between corporate gains and consumer hardships. The interplay between governments and corporations further complicates the issue. In some cases, governments rely on corporations to enforce policies, such as cutting off trade with sanctioned nations. In others, corporations lobby governments to enact policies that benefit their bottom line, even if it means higher prices for consumers. While the weaponization of financial markets may seem like an unstoppable force, there are steps that can be taken to mitigate its impact. For consumers, understanding these dynamics is the first step toward making informed decisions. Energy efficiency is one way households can reduce their vulnerability to rising energy costs. Simple measures like using energy-efficient appliances, insulating homes, and reducing unnecessary energy consumption can lead to significant savings. Supporting local producers is another strategy. By buying locally sourced goods, consumers can reduce their reliance on global supply chains, which are more susceptible to market manipulations. This also supports local economies, creating a positive feedback loop. On a larger scale, advocating for stricter market regulations can help curb excessive speculation and manipulation. Governments and international organizations must work together to enforce transparency and fairness in financial markets. Measures such as limiting speculative trading, improving oversight of commodity exchanges, and ensuring equitable access to resources can help stabilize markets and protect consumers. Emerging technologies like blockchain also offer potential solutions. By providing a decentralized and transparent platform for trading, blockchain can reduce the influence of major players who manipulate markets. Similarly, artificial intelligence can be used to monitor market activities and identify patterns of manipulation, enabling regulators to take timely action. As the global economy becomes increasingly interconnected, the weaponization of financial markets is likely to evolve. New technologies and geopolitical dynamics will shape how markets are manipulated and how consumers are affected. However, this also presents an opportunity for innovation and reform. By embracing transparency and collaboration, the global community can create a more equitable financial system that benefits everyone, not just the powerful few. For the average consumer, staying informed and proactive is key. While you may not have the power to change global markets, understanding how they work and how they affect you can help you navigate their challenges. The weaponization of financial markets is a complex and far-reaching issue that touches every aspect of modern life. From the gas pump to the grocery store, its effects are felt by billions of people worldwide. While the motivations behind these manipulations may vary, their consequences are clear: higher costs, reduced stability, and greater financial strain on households. By shining a light on these practices and advocating for change, we can work toward a future where financial markets serve the needs of people rather than being tools of manipulation. What do you think? How can governments, corporations, and consumers work together to address the weaponization of financial markets? Share your thoughts below.